J.K. Rowling definitely sees herself as a victim, but not just a victim in the real world, now in the magical worlds that she crafts as well. At least that's what people are saying about her upcoming book. The Ink Black Heart is the 6th installment of her thriller series, The Cormoran Strike, which she publishes under the name Robert Galbraith. It is an over 1,000-page book. And that's pretty amazing, but that's not the only noteworthy thing about it. The other is that it centers the story of Edie Ledwell, a popular cartoonist who, according to the official description of the book, is, quote, persecuted by a mysterious online figure and ultimately found dead after her cartoon was criticized for being racist, ableist, and transphobic. It says the book takes a clear aim at social justice warriors and suggests that Ledwell was a victim of a masterfully plotted, politically fueled hate campaign against her. She gets doxxed, her photos of her home are put on the internet and faces threats of rape and death because of her opinions. Now, she is gonna respond to these claims that this is her just writing herself in and casting herself as the victim against those who are increasingly sick of her transphobia. It seems pretty convenient, Ben. What do you think?
Well, firstly, I'm very happy for Dave Chappelle that he's finally able to complete the set. So that's exciting. He's able to fill out the rest of his bookcase.
Big fan.
Yes, I also think that it is insanely hypocritical and very strange for her to be as transphobic as she is and then write under the name Robert. I mean, is that not literally, only J.K. Rowling is allowed to pretend she's a man? But when somebody else wants to do that because of who they were born as, not because you're trying to write under some cover, now there's a problem? People should be allowed to live as who they are if you get to be you, Robert.
Ben, I have literally never even thought about the fact that her pseudonym is a male name. That's amazing. Thank you for pointing that out. It's interesting. That's an interesting point. I wonder if she's ever been asked about that. But anyway, people are saying that it's hilariously self-persecuting beyond parody. Also, why does the book need to be that long? Look, I read a lot of long books. I've read The Wheel of Time. I've read Ayn Rand. I like a good long book, but why this book needs to be 500 pages longer than Dune, I have no idea. We'll see. Anyway, she says this ain't true. She is not writing herself in. Although then she goes on to describe how it's totally what happened. She says, I have never created a book, and this book certainly isn't created from my own experience, with a view to talking about my own life. That doesn't mean, of course, that your own life experience isn't in the book, but you just said it wasn't. She says, with this book, I had been planning this book for so long, and then a couple of the things that happened in this book have since happened to me. And so I would like to be very clear that I haven't written this book as an answer to anything that happened to me. Although I have to say, when it did happen to me, those who had already read the book in manuscript form were, are you clairvoyant? I wasn't clairvoyant. It was just one of those weird twists. Sometimes life imitates art more than one would like. So, first of all, I think this is all a lie. But even if you believe what she is saying, she might not have intentionally written it to cast herself as a victim, but she is now using the fact that there is a similarity to cast herself as a victim, which is at least as bad. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. She predicted her own strife ahead of time. It's quite a skill, and it's not at all her. But the main character's name is R.T. Howling. It's very strange how similar they are. That was also an accident. Her fingers just did the typing, and she couldn't control them whatsoever.
Exactly. Yeah. No, this is she is one of the most accomplished authors in history. This is such hack beginner stuff to just write a clear version of yourself where you get to be the victim and you get to be the one that everyone's being so mean to. This is not what authors are supposed to do. What authors are supposed to do is what I do in my own writing, which is to write yourself in, but not as a victim, as the hero who gets to fly around in spaceships and maybe hook up with an elven warrior. I don't know. Patreon.com/Iadarola for my original fiction. But anyway, it's so see-through. If you're still a fan of J.K. Rowling, I doubt this bothers you at this point after all of what's come out about her. But it's fairly pathetic, and so I do appreciate it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.